Have you heard the phrase noble friend? That's what this video is to talk about today. And the reason why I want to share it is because this channel talks about everything about building your confidence so you can live a very fulfilled life. And to me, when you are a noble friend and therefore you have noble friends around you, that builds your confidence and that leads to life fulfillment. I know this topic so well because I'm Connie Jo Holmes and I'm the founder of Confidence with Connie, as well as Be You to Be Full Hypnosis and Coaching. And in my job working with clients, I get to be a noble coach with everybody, because otherwise, if I am not going to be noble to them, well, then they might as well just go talk to a girlfriend. All right. So what is a noble friend? Well, first of all, I need to tell you, I learned about this phrase years ago from a Buddhist monk, and he just talked about the importance of being noble. And what that means is you tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And now, this isn't about running around and being a jerk to people, but what it is to tell people. The importance of telling them what they need to hear is so that it ultimately, truly, and deeply helps them. But a big thing for me, what I do when I'm noble, is I will share that with them, but I will also be there to help them. So an example, I'm going to give you a real life example. I recently was teaching a class. It's called Lead Out Loud, where it is 12 hours of professional speaking training. And then we commence with having a finale where we are taking a literal big stage at a performing arts center and we are delivering our message to the world. And it's being video recorded. Now, that's a big deal. It's a big deal because there was an audience there. And this is your opportunity to have your talk video recorded that you can use for so many things. So you want it to be as ideal as it possibly can be for you. And so how the class went was it was 12 hours of training. So we had 2 6-hour days. Okay. And so I told the participants, we had the first 6 hours of training, and then, their job was to go back and to write their talk and to rehearse it and all those kind of things. And so I told everybody, when we come back for the second 6 hours of training, I want everyone to deliver the message. But all of us as listeners of their talk, we have got to be noble friends. And what that means, it's not to hurt their feelings, like, maybe you want to word this differently. It's not about hurting their feelings, but it is about making what they're doing to be the absolute best it can be. Now, because if you have somebody who is not delivering their talk how they can, by you telling them, oh my God, that was so great, that was wonderful, but yet there was room for improvement, you did not do them a favor. You didn't at all. And so, but the difference is to do it with loving kindness, right? I mean, definitely pointing out all the beautiful things about what they did, but also leaning in and letting them know that you care. Like, that was really, really good. Your pace was really good when you spoke, but I want to point out a couple of things that I think could really improve. And that could be X, Y, and Z. So that's an example about delivering what they need to hear, but then also sticking around to tell them how you can maybe help them or how they can be better with that. To me, I think it's equivalent to if you saw somebody who came up to you and they were about to walk into, sorry, my cat, if they were about to walk into an important meeting, but yet they had broccoli in their teeth, you would be a terrible friend if you didn't say, hey, you've got broccoli in your teeth. Now, I know some people don't like doing that because for whatever reason, we feel more uncomfortable doing it. But to me, I think you're a big fat jerk if you don't do that, because you're standing in front of them, you see something that they can't. And so if you didn't tell them, that person would walk into that meeting and embarrass themselves. If they went to the bathroom afterwards and saw that, they would be so bummed out and just bothered by that. And then they might even recall, gosh, I just saw Susie right before I went into that meeting and she didn't tell me that. And so to me, that is the equivalent of being a noble friend. And I'm going to tell you, when you are a noble friend to others, you develop one, it's a skill and it builds your confidence, right? Because it's not always comfortable to say what needs to be said. So right there, you are building a massive muscle inside of you, and that is building that confidence. But then also in doing that, you are developing strong relationships because that person can trust you. And then in doing that, then you're going to develop more people who are noble in your life, who will tell you the hard things. But they're not telling you hard things to hurt you. They're actually telling you hard things to help you. And so that is why, I'm talking about this topic on this channel, because it's building your confidence and it's leading to life fulfillment. Why have friends in your life who are just surface level friends? That's not fulfillment. That's just a big circle of friends. But to have those friends that you can just, those ride or die friends, as they say, that is life fulfillment. Now, if you have ever experienced this in your life, please drop it in the comments, because we can all learn from each other. So what was a time that you were a really noble friend? What was times that you had people be a noble friend to you? And yeah, sometimes it is uncomfortable, but man, what's on the other side of that is such depth and meaning and fulfillment. Now, part of this is rooted in confidence. So if you do need to build your confidence with this, I have a free ebook for you, and it is 5 steps to build your self-confidence. And some of these are a little bit maybe unique from what you might have heard in the past. And so all it requires is you just, drop in your email and you will have immediate access to this. So I hope you found this helpful. And if so, like, comment, share, and subscribe. But please leave your comments because we can all learn and grow from each other. All right. Thank you so very much.